Hi, my name is Johnny Bryant. I'm the video director here at CTK Bellingham, and today I'm here to show you our mobile production cart and talk to you a little bit about how to use it and how to get the best out of it. Here is the mobile production cart. So the base of this thing is a little small cart by a company called Olympia, and then there are stands on here made by a company called Impact. These are heavy-duty air-cushioned light stands. So what that means is they're a little bit safer. This is our main light, which is the Aperture 300X. When you're getting ready to use your light, if you were to loosen it and drop it, it doesn't slam down quite as hard. I would never recommend dropping a light. It is not a good idea. But because they're air cushioned, you have a little bit of extra safety there. Please don't use it. Right up front, we have the control box for the light. It's an Aperture 300X, power button, light control, color temperature control. On the very, very bottom, we have an EcoFlow battery. This is a mobile battery with all of the accessories that you need to recharge it in the case on top of it. So don't lose that case. The EcoFlow battery can be plugged into the Aperture 300X, or the other way around. This can be plugged into the battery, and then also any other accessories that you need to power on set, if you have any others with you, can be plugged into this battery as well. If you do not need to plug a bunch of stuff in, then you can just grab V-mount batteries from the battery charging station in the studio, and one can go on each side. I'll show you how that works now. Here's our biggest V-mount batteries. You press the button on the side to see how much life they have in them. These are 100%. So you want to take the side with the little lock on it, put it right over the top of the little V shape, and lock it in. Same thing on the other side. Lock it in, and then the light's going to automatically power on. You can power it off. One thing that you need to keep in mind, this is unusual, but both of these light stands, only the top height adjusting knob adjusts the height. The bottom knob, the very bottom knob on both light stands does absolutely nothing. In order to make this cart, we disassembled and broke apart some light stands, and that process makes the bottom latch inoperable. So the top latch, the top tightening screw, can be used to raise and lower the light, like so. That's the top tightening screw. And then on the very top, that is not a tightening screw. That is actually the locking screw for the pin. So just so you know, that's what that does. It locks the pin in there. And then this screw is a part of the light itself. This is how you take the light off of the pin. Again, you do not use the very bottom knob. You only use the second from the bottom. Up and down. Same thing with the tripod side. This is where the camera goes. It goes right on top of this right here. All you do is you use this knob to loosen the plate, put the camera onto the tripod, tighten it up, get it fully tightened, and then the bottom knob on the back of the tripod head is used to level this out. Leveling to left and right, you want to level it out and lock it off. Then you can use the left-hand knob to pan up and down, and you can use the middle knob to tilt left and right, just like you would with any normal tripod. Again, don't use the bottom screw, only the second from the bottom. This can be adjusted. This is air cushioned. So be careful, don't do that, but if you did that, that's what would happen. The advantage of this system is that you can push this whole thing around the church, and you can film videos anywhere in the church that you want to without a dramatic setup and teardown time. And also you're gonna get a consistent distance from the camera to the key light every single time. If you use it in this orientation that we have right now, key light is always gonna be coming from camera's right side, but you can flip this whole thing around too. You can do this, and you can do this. Don't hit the lights like I just did. And then you can do this. And now you've got it facing the other way. You have a key light coming from the other side. When you're getting ready to store this in the studio, the light always goes all the way down, and then the light always gets pushed up and turned in. So with it turned inward, this uses up the smallest footprint in the studio, and this gets pushed right back over next to the big book light, key light that's being used to light up this set. One final accessory I need to tell you about is our mobile production teleprompter. So that will be found in this big foam thing. The teleprompter is in here. You just pull it right out, This is to help protect it because it's kind of fragile. You want to be very careful. Same thing with this whole cart. It's a little bit fragile. Just use a lot of care when you're using these things. These aren't like rental standard equipment, so they're not gonna stand out to like a hard beating. So just be careful. Here is the mobile teleprompter. You pop the cover off. It's a little bit hard to pop off, but pop off the sides, and then the cover is off and you have the actual teleprompter itself. The way this works is it actually clips onto the front of the camera's lens, and then the iPad clips into here. In order to get this on the front of your camera's lens, you're going to need a ring, a screw-on ring. That can be found in the plastic bag that's also on this cart. It says DesView Teleprompter Accessories. These are all the accessories for that teleprompter. So inside of here, you will find every single one of these rings, screw-on rings. Each one has one side that has threads and one side that's flat. The flat side slips right into the teleprompter. The side with threads screws onto your camera. So it goes a little something like this. These threads go onto your camera, and then this flat part slides right in there and up, and then it's locked into place. And that's what will lock it on the front of your camera. One final note, it's really important to keep track of these. We only have one set of these screw-on filters that allows you to clip the teleprompter onto the camera. And once we run out of these, we have to buy a whole new teleprompter. They don't sell these individually. So likely we'll be buying a new mobile teleprompter when we run out of these, and this one is no longer functioning well. Instead of replacing this one, there's been a few other ones that have hit the market that might be a little bit better. So keep track of these. Once they're all lost, we have to buy a new mobile teleprompter, and we won't have one until that happens. And that's it for the mobile production cart. When you're done with it, you bring it back into the studio and it gets stored to the left side of the big book light, the huge key light that's lighting up this set. See you later.